equal parts nerve-wracking and equal parts exciting, because in my 10 years on YouTube, it'll be 10 years in May, I've never had the courage to go live. So this week, when my footage for the video that was supposed to go up today just did not work out, I figured that it was a good opportunity to go live. Hi, Joseph. So yeah, there's a chat feature so we can interact in real time. But what I'll be doing today is actually answering the 21 questions tag from Allie Glines. A few of you mentioned that you'd love to hear my answers to this tag, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to share my thoughts. We've got questions about my makeup preferences, makeup history, and some things that I'd like to see in the makeup community moving forward. So I'm really excited to answer these questions. Love seeing everybody tuning in. I'm making sure I've got my chat on so I can see what you guys are saying. But again, bear with me because this is my first time on live. Okay, so let's just jump into the 21 questions. Okay, so the first question, what is the oldest makeup product in your collection? So this question could not come at a worse time, actually, because last month, right after New Year's, I did a huge declutter, and it was just about time. I was overwhelmed. This is the Alex drawer that I keep all of my open makeup products in. I have all my PR products in a different closet and bins and whatnot. But it was just getting so overwhelming that I took a day. I cleared out so many products that were expired and products that I just wasn't using, that I didn't want to use. So yeah, I got rid of a lot of things that would have been the oldest product in my collection. But I did go through one more time to answer this question, and I found products that evaded the purge. And they are MAC lipsticks from, I want to say 2016. I honestly don't know why I have such a hard time throwing away MAC lipsticks. And here's the thing, like, here's a little bit of tea coming straight out the gate on this Uncensored Live. MAC lipsticks were like elite in 2011. In 2021, I don't think that they're all that special anymore. Let me know what you think in the chat. But yeah, at the beginning of the beauty community, especially online, MAC was like the it brand. You know, I think it was because it was a pro brand that consumers could buy. They had a huge range of lipsticks and eyeshadows. But yeah, I just don't think that the formula is incredibly extraordinary now, even amongst drugstore lipsticks, gotta say. But these are the four that I've owned forever that for some reason I can't throw away. I've got Candy Yum Yum, which is such an iconic shade in the beauty community. What else? Oh, I'm wearing Creme in Your Coffee today. I felt bold and daring and decided to put this on. Honestly, like after, what is it, 6 years? The formula is still holding up, though I probably shouldn't be wearing these anytime again. This is Lady Danger, which is a really pretty orangey red. And then which one's this? Rebel. This one's really pretty. It's like a purpley, sultry shade. So yeah, you know, I don't know why I don't want to throw these away. Let me know if you have like some emotional connection to makeup that you just can't throw away, so that I know I'm not alone. But yeah, those are the oldest in my makeup collection after the purge. Also, I forgot to mention, in case you're new here, hi, my name is Miranda. Welcome to my channel where we talk all things budget beauty. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, join the Slashed squad, and maybe, if you like it, we'll do more lives in the future. Okay, question number 2. What is your most recent makeup purchase? So on Saturday, I just posted my drugstore eyeshadow comparison video and eyeshadow primer comparison video. And I had to buy the NYX Proof It eyeshadow primer for that video because I didn't own it yet. And Ulta was having a buy 2 get 1 free sale on all of NYX. So I ended up picking up 2 brow products from NYX. Now, this one I had already tried before. It's the Micro Brow Pencil. This is the highest rated drugstore brow pencil like ever on Ulta's website, on Target's website. And I had tried it before, but I bought like the completely wrong shade for me. And I've always had this problem with NYX. Let me know if you have as well. But their brow products lean very warm and light, or like lighter than you think they would be. So even when I bought dark brown brow products, they just looked so weird on me. So I finally just bought black. And what's so funny, first of all, it looks good on me finally, but this is black and I swear this still looks brown to me. Can you tell what is this shade? Is this black or brown? It's called black. So yeah, I finally found a NYX brow shade that doesn't look orange on me basically. And then I picked up their new brow glue. This is brand new from NYX. And the reason I picked this up is I mentioned in my 2021 makeup trend video, one like makeup trend that I haven't been able to physically do is the fluffy brow look where you just brush your brow hairs up and like leave them there for kind of an unkempt look. My brows don't do that. They're just very stubborn and straight. So I thought maybe the brow glue could actually hold them in place. It kind of does, but I don't know. I'm not like completely sold on this product quite yet. It's very thick. Like when they say brow glue, hold on, let me see if I can show you. Ooh, do you see that? Wait, hold on. It's just really sticky. Like it literally has the consistency of like a glue gun glue. So it's very thick, it goes on thick, and it sort of leaves a shiny cast on the brows. So I'm trying to figure out like how to use this so that it actually looks good. I can get close to that feather brow look with it, but yeah, I'm still playing around. So brand new at Ulta, I think it was around $8-ish, so maybe you'll see this in a future video. Now let me see, can I see what's going on with the chat or just like as it's happening? Nope. How, oh, there we go. Okay, now I can see everybody. Hi, Christine. Yeah, the brow pencil is so light. Yeah, black, I don't know, I've always been a little bit intimidated by using black brow products because I always just thought that they would look too intense, but I don't know. This is brown-ish black. Okay, moving on to the third question in this makeup tag. What's the first makeup product you ever used? So if I'm gonna take this question literally, it is probably eyeliner and blush for a Halloween costume that my mom DIY'd when I was like 3. I don't know. I think my mom's watching, so she can answer this. But I was Cleopatra and I had winged eyeliner and a lot of blush on. But if we're going to talk about like the first product I used as part of a daily routine, it was mascara. I think that was the first product that I was allowed to wear, just mascara and maybe like slightly tinted gloss. We had a rule in my house where I wasn't allowed to really experiment with makeup until I got my period. That was like the milestone that I had to hit before I was allowed to kind of dabble in like eyeshadow and lipstick and all that. So that was when I started kind of exploring the world of makeup. But for a while, I think in 6th grade, I was allowed to only wear mascara. Okay, question number 4. What is a makeup trend that you used to love, but now you hate? And we've got a little chat message from my mom saying, and then she went goth, which is a perfect lead-in to the answer to this question. So a makeup trend that I used to love and now hate is really heavily lined eyes, like just black eyeliner going all the way around, which used to be part of my look as an emo kid, as well as spidery lashes. That was just the thing back then. You have to understand, I grew up in the early 2000s. I was an emo kid, so heavy, dark eyes were the thing. If you could not see your own eyelashes, like if your lashes didn't block your vision, you were doing it wrong. So obviously now that looks really goopy, and on me particularly, it kind of makes my eyes look smaller if I try to do that. So that's not part of my routine anymore. But please tell me why we all like wanted 5 really thick lashes on each eye. I don't know why that was such a thing back then. Question 5. What is a makeup trend that you used to hate and now you love? So opposite the last question. This is gonna come as a surprise. Dewy skin. Dewy, glowy skin. But it wasn't that I hated it on other people or like as a trend in general. I hated it on me because I couldn't figure it out. Because I have combo skin and I get oily in my T-zone area, and when dewy skin was like kind of becoming popular at first, a lot of the products were really heavy, and on my skin they would kind of slip around. They'd never set because then I'd be producing my own oil. So I was just like, I hate this trend. It makes me look greasy. I denounce it. But now, you know, years later, dewy skin is more popular than ever. And now I have a little, you know, a few tricks up my sleeve to get it without the dewy feeling, and products have just gotten better in general. But one thing that I do is use NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. This will give you like an all over radiance without the feeling of dewy makeup, and it sets your skin too, or your makeup rather. So I really like this. Yeah, I'm really glad that full matte is no longer the thing, because that was also really popular when I was kind of coming up in the makeup community or just getting into makeup. It was like the Dream Matte Mousse from Maybelline. That was the foundation everybody used, and it just looked dry and cakey, but that was the look. It's crazy. Another product that I like to use to create the dewy look without the dewy feel is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. So you can use this in like as a mix-in in your foundation, as well as just like a liquid highlighter. And I think it gives you that really glowy appearance without a wet look or feel. So those are my 2 little secret weapons to getting dewy skin as a combo girl. Now let me see, I wanna see what's going on in the chat. Yeah. Oh, you could never do full matte because you had oily skin. That's interesting, because usually I hear people saying that they have oily skin, so they want like matte everything, but that usually doesn't end up looking all that great. MCR Emo Eyeliner, that was exactly what I was doing with my makeup. If you just Google like My Chemical Romance 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge era, that was my makeup back in the day. All right, cool. Let's move on to the next question. What is your favorite step in your makeup routine? Question 6. I think my favorite step in my makeup routine is my eyes, because I typically base the rest of my look around what's happening on my eyes, even if I'm not going super heavy. But if I want to play with color on my eyes, then the rest of my look is, you know, usually kind of neutral or vice versa. And even today, you know, I kind of have a simple thing going on in my eyes, but that inspired me to then kind of go more fresh and glowy for my skin. And I think in general, your eyes are what people look at the most when you're talking to them. So that's the part of my face that I like to really put thought into or play up and define. So I would have to say my eyes. Okay, question 7. What is a makeup product you can't live without? So my answer to this question is the same as Allie's, which is brows and mascara. Just those 2 products alone kind of just make me feel more like myself. I feel like we all have an idea of what we look like in our own head, and my self-image has brows and mascara on. I don't know, it just makes me feel that much more put together, even if I don't have anything else on. And maybe that goes back to defining my eyes and having that be my favorite part to play up. That's probably why as well. Okay, moving on. What sparked your love for makeup? Question 8. So, like I said, I started wearing makeup in middle school, and at the time I was at a school that required uniforms. So makeup was one of the very few ways you could like outwardly express yourself. And like I mentioned, I was an emo kid, so that meant very dark, heavy makeup. So that's kind of what sparked my interest in playing around with it at first. And then throughout high school, it was just kind of something that gave me confidence, and I liked playing with colors and I liked matching my look to my outfit. And you know, in high school, anything that can give you confidence, like you take it, right? It just, the littlest bit of a boost makes a big difference in your high school experience, honestly. So that was sort of what sparked my love for makeup, is just another way to express my style. All right, question 9. This question cracked me up. So what is the worst makeup look you've ever done? Luckily, this isn't documented, and I'm sorry that I keep touching my hair. You know, this is just the nuance of lives, is I can't edit out all my fidgeting. Okay, the worst makeup look I've ever done. This is burned into my brain. So it was when I first started wearing more than just mascara. And you know, when something is newly like allowed for you to do, you typically go overboard. So I remember this one time, it was 7th grade. I wore this really thick and heavy cream eyeshadow that was silver, super reflective. I want to say it was like a Revlon cream shadow. And I paired that with like a super bright red lip. I go to school like this, and I remember my guy friend sitting in front of me in class, and he turns around to say hi to me. And the only thing that comes out of his mouth is, "Whoa." And I was just, my heart sank. I was like, I guess I don't look as good as I thought I did this morning. And I'm pretty sure I threw away that cream eyeshadow after that. So that was burned into my brain. I've never tried recreating that look. And yeah, that's the only reason I remember that that's the worst makeup look I've ever done. Maybe also my bad brow phases would probably also work for this question, but we won't go into that. What is your favorite makeup look you've ever done? So I'm gonna feel like such a weirdo right now, because since I'm using my phone to live stream, the only way I have to show you this is on my iPad. So this is a look that I did for TikTok last year, and it's this kind of neon cut crease with a black lip, and I just love how this turned out. I was just messing around for TikTok, making like a fun makeup video, and it's just like the perfect balance of glam and grunge. I just thought that was really cute, really cute. I feel like I'm giving a presentation or I'm reading a story to class. Yeah, that was a fun look. Okay. Number 11, what is your favorite drugstore makeup product? This was a hard one to answer, considering my entire channel is dedicated to drugstore makeup, so it's almost exclusively my whole collection. But there was one product that kept popping into my brain when I was like, what do I want to pick? What do I want to pick? It is the Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation. So I am wearing this today. Believe Beauty is exclusive to Dollar General. That's kind of the only downside, because I know some people don't live near Dollar Generals, but even if it's like a 20-minute drive, it's worth it. This is $5. And I think the reason why I'm picking it as my favorite drugstore product in general is because it far exceeds the price tag when it comes to performance. Okay, so I'm seeing in the chat, this is my Holy Grail foundation. Honestly, it is so good. I've even been wearing it a lot more than my L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear foundation, which I kind of have gotten used to calling my favorite because that's more available, and I still love that foundation, but I've just kind of been gravitating to this more and more over time. I don't think this has fragrance. Hold on. No detectable fragrance with the nose, but I would suggest going on the Believe Beauty website. They do list the ingredients there. I know their primers don't have fragrance. Oh wait, hold on, I can look at the ingredients. If I, behind this label here, you know what? I'm not seeing fragrance in the ingredients. So there's that. And I'm pretty sure Believe Beauty is cruelty-free as well. Anyway, the point is, this just performs so well, and I think that it looks luxe, it looks luxe, it performs luxe. It reminds me a lot of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, which is a high-end foundation. I think it's around the $40 mark that I used to use for special events like my wedding, other people's weddings. You know, it was kind of like my holy grail regardless of price. And now this is, and it's $5. So loving this, I would highly, highly suggest it. And they have a pretty decent shade range for being, you know, an affordable makeup line. I'm the shade Buff right now because I lost a lot of my tan in 2020. I didn't go on like the vacations in which I would be gaining color. I used to be natural tan and then I turned into Buff. Okay, question 12. What is your favorite splurge makeup product? Okay, this one I knew immediately what I wanted to say. The Becca Champagne Pop Highlighter. This is probably one of the brand's most popular products. It's a powder highlight. Now, this was so popular on YouTube and in the beauty community years ago when it first came out. It was a big splash, and I just never understood. I was like, what's the big deal? It's a powder highlight. Like how good can it be? And then I actually tried it for the first time, I think last year, and I was like, oh, okay, it's good. I think what's really cool about this powder highlighter is that it goes on and looking like a liquid highlighter. I'm actually wearing it today, and you can see that it just gives me this like beaming glow. It's not shimmery, it's not glittery. It just creates that reflection that looks like your skin is super glowy and radiant. And I like the, oh, I already have a swatch. Okay, I like Champagne Pop. It is a champagne that has a little bit of a warm undertone to it, so I think it'll work for a lot of different skin tones. But yeah, this is definitely worth the hype and worth the splurge for me personally. A full size, which is this size compact, I want to say it's 38, but they have mini sizes for 22. And yes, I do believe this is the one that Jaclyn Hill created or helped to create. It was part of their collab years ago, and I feel like originally it was supposed to be limited edition, and then it was just way too popular and they decided to keep it. No, I don't think that it had a name change because, like I said, I think this was part of like the original highlighter launch that they did with Jaclyn Hill. I think it's always been Champagne Pop, but if anybody knows any other info on whether or not this has changed its name in other parts of the world, leave it in the chat. All right, moving on. Question 13. What is your most repurchased makeup product? So in general, if we're just going to be non-specific, it's probably black liquid eyeliner. So up until recently, the NYX matte liquid liner was the one that I was extremely loyal to, and I would not want to use anything else. I kept backups of this so I would never have to run out. I would at least have 3 at any given time. But if you watched my video last year on comparing drugstore liquid eyeliners and finding the best one, you know that I actually kind of switched my loyalty to the Maybelline Hyper Easy liner, but I haven't had to repurchase this yet because I've kind of laid off liquid eyeliner recently. I've been doing a little bit more of this, just kind of smudgy, smoky, defining the edges with a pencil liner. Yeah, it's kind of crazy because winged eyeliner used to be my thing. I used to never feel complete without a wing. And now I don't really do it very much anymore. So anyway, the NYX matte liquid liner is probably still my most repurchased product like ever, besides like makeup wipes because I buy those in bulk at Costco. Okay. Question 14, what is your earliest makeup memory? So this is another one where I'm gonna have to show you the screen. Hold on. This is my earliest makeup memory. It's a computer game from Barbie. I don't know if anyone else remembers this, but it is this game where you like get her ready for special events and you can choose her haircut and her makeup. Does this bring back any memories for anybody? I couldn't believe when they actually had it on YouTube, but basically you're just designing the doll digitally. That's my first makeup memory. I don't really remember like my first time putting on makeup in general. So yeah, it was like a PC game And just watching the footage back on YouTube earlier this morning, I was trying to find it because I couldn't like quite put my finger on what it was. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Okay. Question 15, what is your favorite place to shop for makeup? So I'd love to hear what you have to say about this in the comments. But I think the best place to shop for anything beauty related is Ulta Beauty. And I'm not just saying that because I was part of their group of influencers last year, but honestly, their rewards program is just the best. I mean, Sephora doesn't even come close to what Ulta gives you in terms of perks when buying from them, especially because they have such a huge range of brands and products. So you can buy your high-end brands there, you can buy your drugstore brands there, you can get your hair done there, get a facial there, and it all racks up these points that you can then use as dollar off coupons for future purchases. And like I've seen people totally get hundreds of dollars of makeup for free because they've just hoarded their points. Yeah, and they do some really great sales. Like I said, like my NYX haul recently was buy two, get one free. But my point is that you can go to Ulta and get literally everything. Hair, makeup, tools, accessories, whatever. And the rewards program is just a really big fat cherry on top because y'all know I love saving money and I have so many points saved up and I'm just kind of like waiting for that exciting release where I'm just gonna spend it all in one go. Okay, question 16. What is the most underrated makeup product you own? Now, these are definitely not underrated by me. If you watch this channel, you know that I talk about these all the freaking time. The Shop Miss A AOA 3D Faux Mink eyelashes. These are $1.55 and you should not be spending any more than that on fake lashes anymore because these are so bomb. So not only are they so cheap, but they're cruelty-free and they're part of the Shop Miss A charity collection. So they actually donate a part of the proceeds to support animals against abuse. And they're like fluffy and cute and pretty and they don't look plasticky. Also, I don't really take care of my lashes all that well. Like I'm not careful about taking off the glue between uses. It's not a great quality, but I'm just kind of lazy like that. And I can still get like maybe 5-ish uses out of them before they start getting gunky. But if you actually take care of them, the band is really thick and flexible and high quality. So these will last you a while if you just want to keep reusing the same pair. All right, number 17, what is the most overrated makeup product you own? So if you saw the thumbnail, you probably know what I'm gonna say, or if you just watch my channel. The most overrated product, I think, in general at the drugstore is L'Oreal Lash Paradise. And then kind of by proxy, the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara because they're supposed to be dupes of each other. You know, everybody says, well, not everybody, a lot of people say that these mascaras are so life-changing and they do the most for your lashes, but honestly, they're just so thick and goopy. And for me, like it just takes a lot to get these to look nice on my lashes. If I want to apply them, one, I have to spend years like taking off the excess product because both of them come out with so much product on the brush where if you just go in on your eye, it's way too much. But then I usually have to go in and kind of like shake out some excess product, re-separate my lashes. There's just very high maintenance for me personally. So, you know, I just think they're super hyped up and they're not the easiest to work with. I do, obviously, like, why would I have an open package? I keep them handy because so many people like them and I like to be able to compare them to other products when I make videos. So that's why I do always have one on hand, but I just don't think that it's like all it's cracked up to be. Let me know what you think of Lash Paradise. It's kind of become very polarizing in the drugstore makeup world. You either love it or hate it. Okay, question 18. What is a discontinued makeup product you wish would come back? This one, my answer was the same as Allie. It was the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. Does anyone remember this foundation? It was one of the first big foundation launches that Physicians Formula put out. It was also the first time that they did a pretty good job at the shade range because it had like from light to deep options. But that foundation was like my holy grail, my perfect formula foundation. It was lightweight, but medium to full coverage. It had SPF. It lasted all day. It felt good all day. The coverage lasted. It was just so good. And then they got rid of it to make room for newer launches. And it kind of confused me because it was still really popular when they decided to discontinue it. Yeah, see, Jen, favorite foundation. It was everybody's favorite foundation, and then they decided to discontinue it. I believe they discontinued it for the Natural Defense Foundation, which is light coverage, and it's just not the same. So that one was really sad. Obviously, I found a new favorite, but even this doesn't check every single box. This one doesn't have SPF like the Healthy Foundation did, which I do prefer most of my face makeup to have SPF. You can still get it at Walmart? That is news to me because I know that Walmart was one of the last retailers to carry the Healthy Foundation, but it was one of those things where it's like as soon as they run out, they're not restocking. So maybe your Walmart had a huge stock that they're still trying to get rid of because it is nowhere anywhere near me. They don't sell it online anymore. So yeah, if you can get it, I definitely get it. I bought a few backups, but then they went like that. Interesting. Okay. I know that for sorry, if you're not following along with the chat, someone said that it's not discontinued. You can still get it on their website. I haven't checked. I do know that Physicians does that sometimes where they take it out of stores. You can still get it on their website. But I vaguely remember one of their brand reps confirming to me that it was discontinued. So I'll have to dig more into that. Either way, you cannot find it as easily as you could before. They're probably trying to get rid of their stock before they just get rid of it. Okay, moving on. Question 19, we are almost done. Where do you go for makeup inspiration? So lately, I've actually been getting a lot of makeup inspiration from TikTok. And I think it's because TikTok is one of those social media platforms where I feel like everything's a little bit more in real time. It's a little less produced than YouTube and Instagram. And I don't mean that like making content there is easier by any means, because I've been trying to make TikToks and it's hard. But it's just like things kind of go up faster and they spread faster. And kind of an example of this is you see things happening on TikTok and then like 2 weeks later, YouTubers are making testing TikTok trends, you know, like after they've already been going around for a little bit. So I just think that trends are kind of popping up faster on TikTok, and that's how I'm learning about what's in style and what's not in style. Like apparently side parts are out, and that is an indication of being an elder millennial, so that makes me feel really old, but I'm not giving up my side part. Okay, let's see what the chat is saying. Oh my gosh, I found the foundation. It's on sale for $10.39. Interesting. Where did you find it? I'm curious to know if it's on sale because they're trying to get rid of old stock. But let me know where you found it in the comments. Okay. So yeah, getting inspo from TikTok just because that's where things are popping up, and I feel like a lot of trends are starting there as well. Okay, question 20. What do you hope to see less of in makeup's future? So this again is a little like Allie's response. She said that she wanted to see just less makeup launches in general because it's been hard to keep up with so many constant makeup releases from everybody. And if you saw my recent ColourPop video where I ended up ranting the whole time about how ColourPop just puts out too much product, you know how I feel about when a brand is just like rolling out the releases. But I kind of wanted to expand on that. And I want to see less makeup releases just for the sake of hopping on a trend or a collab, because I feel like there have been a handful of collabs or collections that were very half thought out, half baked, and they were just put out kind of hoping that the theme would carry it. And maybe the quality wasn't necessarily there, or it just wasn't thought out all the way. The first thing that comes to mind is the NYX Sabrina collab. They did a collab with the new Netflix version of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I'm a huge fan of that show. It just ended, actually. They got canceled. But I just feel like there was so much they could have done with that. They had a big palette, which was sort of the hero product of that collection. But what made me angry was for the lip products in this collection, they just took shades that already existed in the normal permanent line. They put a limited edition cap on it, and then they sold it for more money than you can already buy those shades for. And they didn't even bother like renaming the shades. Like, it was just the exact same shade with a Sabrina cap on for more money. I was really mad. But it's just lazy, and it's also disappointing when you know that there was so much potential there and it just wasn't handled correctly. Smoky Glow is another YouTuber here on in the beauty community, and she just did a video called The Laziest Makeup Launches of All Time, and she kind of goes into this more, but there was a Sims makeup collab with MAC, and it was bad. It was so bad. And it was just like, you know, there's such a cult following of Sims, the computer game. It could have been a lot better. So yeah, just when makeup comes out and it's just like, why are we just repackaging boring old shades? Okay. And the last question, what do you hope to see more of in makeup's future? And I would love for everybody to answer this question in either the chat or the comments. What do you want to see more of in the beauty community or from makeup brands? My answer to this question is I want to see more inclusivity when a makeup product launches. And what I mean by that is a lot of times you'll see a makeup product launch and it starts out with only shades that work for a very small selection of skin tones, and then it takes the brands maybe months or even years to expand the shade selection to actually cater to more people, and, you know, more specifically people of color. And I kind of talked about this in my most recent Physicians Formula video, because their new butter bronzer comes in 2 shades that are very light. And when they launched their original butter bronzer, it took them years to offer shades that kind of work on deeper skin tones. So it was really disappointing that with a new product, they still decided we're only going to start out with lighter shades. That was really just heartbreaking, because I do love them as a brand and I have a lot of favorite products from them, and I just thought that that was an awful decision. So I would like to see more brands taking the time to actually create a launch that includes everybody, that everybody can use off the bat, that we can all get excited about, and we don't have to wait as like an afterthought. Because even for me, you know, I am of mixed race, and even though my skin tone is like, depending on the brand, it's light medium / medium, my undertone is really, really hard to match because I'm a little bit yellow, but I'm not warm. I often have to alter foundation shades either with bronzer or concealer to help get a better match. So, you know, it's not even only the shade range, but also undertones. So hopefully we see more of that. It's 2021. Like, there's really no excuse. There are some brands that are doing really well with shade selections. CoverGirl did a pretty good job with their past foundation launches. Came out with like 30, even the concealer launches, they came out with 30 shades off the bat, like just starting out. So I'd love to see more of that. Let me know what you guys want to see from the beauty community. Let me see what I'm getting over here. I'll read a few comments. More bold out of the box looks, for sure. I'd love to see more bold options at the drugstore. I feel like, you know, as much as we all love our neutrals, like we all have, I'm pretty sure we all have our staple neutrals in our collection by now, right? Thinner eyebrows to come back. No. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I used to be really self-conscious about my thicker eyebrows. So I was very happy when thick eyebrows became a thing. I would be very devastated if thin eyebrows came back into style. More branching out into different styles of makeup trends. I definitely agree. I would really love to see more of an, and I think we are already seeing it, more of an embrace of the idea that glam doesn't necessarily have to mean a full beat face. You know what I mean? And because dewy and fresh faced looks are in right now, I already think that we're kind of moving in that direction, especially after 2020, and a lot of us majorly tweaked our makeup routines. But there's something about, you know, feeling glam. It sort of makes you or wanting to be in full glam. It makes you want to like have the glitter, have the contour and everything. But I think that seeing more refined looks, I'd like to see that a little bit more, like on social media, especially with influencers and whatnot. Let's see. Yep. All right, cool. Well, thank you all so much for joining my first live. This was fun, nerve-wracking, but fun. Hi, Lila. Okay, so if you all want to see more lives and kind of just chill hangouts like this, let me know in the comments. Let me pick somebody for the shout out, although I think I've kind of like talked to everybody here. Megan, thank you for joining. Jen, thank you for joining. Chris, y'all are all the shout outs of the day. Barb, thank you all so much. I really appreciate all your support. So yeah, join me this Saturday. A new video will go live, and let me know what other topics you'd want to hear me talk about in a live. All right, bye everyone.